7 students dead, 1 injured in Kebbi pit collapse. Fresh crisis in APC as another APC faction suspends Ganduje. Workers in Jos drum support for minimum wage of 615,000 naira. On the foreign scene, 180 bodies retrieved from Khan Yunis mass grave in Gaza. Good evening and many thanks for joining us on the news update on Trust TV. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for joining once again. In a tragic incident in Kebbi State, a pit collapse resulted in the loss of 7 young lives and left 1 student injured. The pupils from the Malam Dan Ummah Quranic School were tasked with excavating clay and gravel near their school premises to repair holes, unaware of the impending danger. Dan Umar, the school's proprietor, confirmed the development to newsmen. The local community, shocked by the accident, has called for increased safety measures to prevent such tragedies in the future. Residents have expressed disbelief over the incident, highlighting the need for vigilance and precautionary measures. Authorities are considering implementing stricter regulations with the possibility of banning excavation activities on hillsides to prevent similar occurrences. Zayanu Sankar, the special advisor to Governor Nasir Idris on pilgrims' welfare, acknowledged the need for immediate action and pledged to address the issue to prevent further loss of life. And the management of Plateau State University, Bokos, has taken the difficult decision to close the university temporarily following the tragic killing of a student by gunmen. And the closure, as announced in a statement signed by Registrar Yakubu Ayuba, will last for 10 days. This decision comes in the wake of escalating violence with 3 people, including a student, being killed during an attack on Buchura community in Bokos Council. And the recent incident adds to the tension following previous killings in neighboring communities between Mangu and Langtang local government areas of the state. In response to the unrest, students staged a protest which was quelled by personnel from Operation Safe Haven. Now, the closure of the university aims to mitigate the security risks faced by the university community and allow for improvements in the security situation. As a result of the closure, ongoing first semester examinations have been suspended and are set to resume on Thursday, 2nd May 2024. Elsewhere, farmers and herders in Nigeria's southwest region took a significant step towards resolving conflicts by signing a peace pact aimed at fostering stability and promoting food security. Shegun Dashaolu, representing the Commodities Farmers Organization in the Southwest, and Usman Ingelzarma, president of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, MACBAN, signed the agreement at a summit held at the International Conference Center, University of Ibadan. Emphasizing the importance of peace, both Dashaolu and Ingelzarma stressed the need for harmony in the region and across Nigeria. The signing ceremony was attended by prominent figures such as Rashidi Ladoja, former governor of Oyo State, and the Otun Olubadan of Ibadan land, and Folashade Tinubu, Iyaloja General and daughter of President Bola Tinubu. Still in the news, an unspecified number of people were on Sunday morning reportedly burnt to death in a ghastly motor accident at Aloma in Ofu local government area of Kogi State. An eyewitness told newsmen that the incident involved 2 buses and a trailer who collided in the front of Aloma Teachers College, leading to a fire that burnt all occupants to death, unfortunately. An articulated vehicle that was parked near the place of the incident also caught fire in the process and was burnt to ashes. A resident of Aloma said they were yet to confirm if there was any survivor. However, he said the villagers could not do anything to rescue some trapped passengers due to absence of firefighting equipment. The sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Samuel Ayedeji, said he was in a meeting when contacted over the incident. Also, the Kogi State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, SP Williams Aya, was yet to respond as at press time. Back to Jos now, where workers in the Plateau State capital are actively backing the Nigeria Labour Congress in the demand for a minimum wage of 615,000 naira. Now, speaking to Trust TV, the workers expressed their frustration with the lack of action from both state and the federal governments to address the salary concerns. Trust TV's Ado Musa completes the report.
The Nigeria Labour Congress recently made public its proposal for a new national minimum wage of 615,000 naira, which will mitigate the current economic hardship and high cost of living in the country. Several workers in Jos, interviewed by Trust TV, emphasized the necessity of a salary increase to alleviate their financial struggles amid Nigeria's challenging economic conditions. They highlighted their inability to cope with the current economic realities on their current wages, highlighting the urgent need for a rise to improve their standard of living.
The level of inflation in the country and then the skyrocketing of price of goods and services in the country have increased. So based on that, I am in support of what Labour is trying to or is proposing to the federal government to pay the average civil servant. Because of the inflation, and then day by day, if you go to the market, what you buy today, and then if you go back to buy again, it has increased.
Is the agitation of labor is indeed fair. Why? Because it is an undisputed fact that there is inflation in Nigeria, and the workers are mostly at the receiving end. Businessmen are usually increasing the price of their goods, invariably competing with other competitors to survive the inflation. While the workers' salary remains stagnant, going the same market with these businessmen, whereby many of them could not put food on the table. Why? Because the meager amount or their salary could no longer sustain their needs.
Other respondents who are not salary earners share their views on the ongoing national debate about the minimum wage.
If the salary of the workers increase, the workers will be purchasing more goods. Because now, due to the inflation, now the inflation started reducing, the workers start purchasing things higher than before.
The argument from the part of the labor is a valid one. Naturally, periodically, the government of the country should check the excesses in the country and the level of inflation in the country and be able to see how it can readjust the salary of its workers, which will affect the whole larger community. I think if the formal society, the formal sector is paid well, and that will relieve the government of so many burdens, and it's going to help the society to reduce crime, hunger, and even alleviate poverty in general. Children can be able to go to school, and most families can fare well. And by so doing, I personally, as a self-reliant or self-employed somebody, will be able to see the money on the street because there will be cash flow into the economy, which will help my business, and I will fare well.
The tripartite committee set up to review the national minimum wage is still navigating preliminary negotiations, which will present the government with an agreed amount. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
And in politics, the political turmoil within the All Progressives Congress in Ganduje Ward, Dawakin Tofa local government area of Kano State, escalated as another faction announced the suspension of the party's national chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje. This announcement came after the ward's legal advisor, Haladu Gwanjo, had previously declared Ganduje's suspension, citing alleged corruption and other misconduct. However, the state branch of the party swiftly intervened, suspending the ward executives for their roles in the suspension. The party's ward chairman, Ahmed Ganduje, reiterated his support for Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, expressing satisfaction with his leadership. In a surprising turn of events, another group claiming to be the legitimate executives announced Ganduje's suspension once again. The secretary of this faction, Jafaru Ganduje, alongside 11 other executive members, attributed the suspension to alleged anti-party activities and failure to pay statutory dues. They also accused Ganduje of contributing to the factionalization of the party at the ward level, tarnishing its reputation. The conflicting suspensions underscore the deep divisions within the APC in Ganduje ward, highlighting the challenges facing the party at the grassroots level. Also, the All Progressives Congress in Kano State has once again labeled the recent suspension of the national chairman of the party as another case of impersonation. The secretary of the party in the state, Ibrahim Zakari Sarina, made this known while speaking to our reporter. Last week, Ganduje was suspended by another faction of the party executives in his ward. However, in a yet another twist, the group led by the secretary of the ward, Jafar Adamu, on Sunday said 11 out of the 27 executive members of Ganduje ward were the legitimate ward excos legally elected on 31st July 2021. Adamu said a fresh suspension had been slammed against Ganduje, but reacting to the development, Sarina said it is still a case of impersonation sponsored by some elements who were not legitimate executives in Ganduje ward. While acknowledging some of the said ward executives to be party members, he said they were not executives and did not hold any position in the party at any level. Elsewhere, residents of the 1,000 housing estate in Bauchi State have urged the Education Authority to construct a fence around the sole government primary school located within the area. The appeal comes after they intervened to prevent miscreants from encroaching on parts of the school premises. Erecting a fence around the school would not only secure the premises but also benefit the host communities and beyond by ensuring a safe and conducive learning environment for the student. Trust TV's Adamu Imam monitored the development.
In an effort to safeguard the assets of the entire community of Gidadubu Housing Estate within Bauchi Metropolis, residents expressed concern over unknown individuals who claim to be on the premises of the primary school to fulfill a mission assigned to them by the State Basic Education Authority. However, members of the community were skeptical of these claims and later discovered that the individuals were not working towards establishing a skill acquisition center for the community's benefit as initially stated, but rather to serve the interests of a specific individual. This revelation has prompted the community to remain vigilant and ensure that any development initiative genuinely serve the collective interests of the residents.
Some places that was mainly for school or was mainly for public usage, and the government have left it for the use of the community, and some certain class of people have taken it away to make it for personal usage. So why we stop them is because we believe that those people that came in here, it was just a pure 419.
I think the most important thing now is for the government to fence the school so that it can be secured and the safety of our children guaranteed. Perhaps that will address the excuse people use to encourage the school premises. I hope the governor will hear our appeal. Gidadubu community leader Baba Wazir Melambu and school-based management committee member Ahmed Mohammed expressed their concern regarding the situation. They emphasized the need for swift government intervention to prevent future attempts by unknown individuals to illegitimately lay claim to the school land
of primary school, whereby our grandchildren will get education. But some people are bending always to harness that land without any reason because of selfish interest.
Whenever similar things comes, they should contact the community leader, the SBM officials, and LEA, SBEP, so that at least you compare all these people. But no any primary school teacher or headmaster will have a power to come and show a place to a non-people that if you give them this place, that they are going to work for them.
The primary school in question has faced numerous attempts in the past, dating back to its inception in 2005 by various individuals seeking to exploit the premises for their personal agenda. Despite these challenges, the community members have consistently stood firm and resolute in their commitment to protecting the integrity of the school grounds. Their steadfastness highlights the unwavering dedication of the community to safeguarding their educational resource for the benefit of present and future generations. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still to come. Defying stereotypes in pursuit of a dream. After the break, we tell you the story of Adeyemi Fatia, the female mechanic. This and of course more stories after the break. Join us again. Welcome back to the news update on Trust TV. Now recap of our major stories. 7 students dead, 1 injured in Kebbi pit collapse. Also, fresh crisis in APC as another APC faction suspends Ganduje. To other news now, no fewer than 30 cows have reportedly died after allegedly consuming poisonous grains in Kwara State. Now, according to an eyewitness, the cattle were brought out for their routine grazing from Mandate Market to the School of Arabic and Islamic Legal Studies when the incident occurred during the weekend. One of the owners of the affected cows, who simply identified himself as Mr. Olugbon, explained that they received a call that the cows were falling down while returning to Mandate Market. Another herder, Ismail Ibrahim, said other affected cows have been treated and kept under watch. The Babaloja of Mandate Market, Murtala Tambariku, while reacting to the development, described it as unfortunate. Meanwhile, a group known as the Kwara Monitoring Group, in a statement by its coordinator, Dan Musa, alleged that some of the dead animals were being slaughtered and distributed out to butchers to be sold. On the spot, the State Director of Veterinary Services, Abdulateef Olugbon, said the ministry had commenced raids of illegal vet and meat premises to ensure the safety of the people. He warned members of the public not to patronize illegal meat selling points, disposing meat at a cheaper rate. And a Lagos-based female mechanic, Adeyemi Fatia Tinubu, has been speaking on the challenges she faces for venturing into a trade that is seen as a predominantly male vocation. Tinubu, who shared her time with Trust TV's Aishat Momo, says despite such challenges, she is committed to fulfilling her dream of making the best of her job. Take a look.
Adeyemi, a young and talented female mechanic who decided to take up the male-dominated job out of her passion for the profession, narrates how her journey started in the industry and the challenges that come with it. The young mechanic recalled that her career started during one of the holidays in secondary school, adding that since then, she has not given up on her dreams of being a competent mechanic.
I wanted to be an engineer, but was an aeronautical engineer. So I said, it's only one university that is studying, that is offering this course. So I just said, let me switch to being a mechanical engineer. And where my mom works, there is a mechanic village near the place. I said, let me start from somewhere. And then I was in SS2. When we were on holiday, I resumed there. I did my holidays there, and when we resumed after my SS3, I returned back to the mechanic yard, and I continued. From there, I went to school. I finished my ND, and I'm still doing it because that's my passion. That's what I love doing. It's my safe space. I love being an engineer.
She also spoke on how mechanics are faced with the risk of buying counterfeited spare parts, dealing with lies from customers, and buying expensive automobile parts, amongst others.
To have in this automobile industry is parts. Being able to get a good part that is not counterfeit part. All these parts, sometimes you get parts, they have factory error, factory default, or you get part that does not even fit directly to what you want to do. Or maybe you are with a customer, and the customer might be lying to you that this is what is wrong with it. This is what is wrong. You have to talk your way. You have to talk. You have to do all this stuff before you can hear the truth from some customer. But that is not a major problem. It's a minor. That one can be fixed. But we just want to beg the government to make this economy a little bit easier for us, because the rate of dollar is getting higher day by day. So we we import these parts, and anytime we go to the market to get a new one, it's increased. When you buy something this amount today and you get to the market the next time and you get it at higher rates, it's not good, and it's bring down the quality and everything of this.
Adeyemi, who urged Nigerian youth to remain focused in the pursuit of their dreams and not relent until they are achieved, however, called on the federal government to come to the economic aid of its citizens to enhance productivity and reduce the burden of unemployment.
Well, there you have it. Adeyemi Fatia there pursuing her dream of becoming a mechanic. Moving on now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, says its operatives have arrested 3 members of an organized criminal organization which specializes in illicit drug trafficking across Nigeria, South Africa, Mozambique, Europe, and America. This follows the recent seizure of the single largest consignment of heroin at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, MMIA, Ikeja, Lagos. The NDLEA, in a statement signed by its spokesperson Femi Babafemi on Sunday, said the suspects were arrested after over 2 months of being declared wanted. The agency noted that a total of 51.90 kilograms of heroin had been recovered from members of the drug cartel in an operation that began on the 10th of February 2024 at the Sako import shed of the airport's cargo terminal. The NDLEA said that the consignment was concealed in 15 cartons of 2,300-watt metal cutting machines with no less than 45 blocks of the illicit substance weighing 49.70 kilograms recovered from the equipment, while additional 2.2 kilograms was seized at the syndicate's warehouse in Ayobo area of Lagos. The agency added that while it has secured interim forfeiture court order on hotel, mansions, vehicles and funds traced to the members of the syndicate after arresting 4 of them, a manhunt was also launched for others who went underground. And away from Nigeria, Palestinian civil defense crews have uncovered a mass grave inside the Nasser Medical Complex in Gaza's Khan Yunis, with 180 bodies recovered so far as Israel continues bombardment of the devastated coastal enclave for more than 6 months. The discovery on Saturday and continuing into Sunday comes after the Israeli military withdrew its troops from the southern city on April 7. Much of the Khan Yunis is now in ruins after months of relentless Israeli bombardment and heavy fighting. In a statement late on Saturday, Palestinian Emergency Services said teams continue their search and retrieval operations for the remaining martyrs in the coming days, as there are still a significant number of them. Earlier this week, a mass grave was discovered at Al-Shifa Hospital following a 2-week siege. It was one of several mass graves found at Al-Shifa, the largest medical facility in the coastal enclave. Israel's war on Gaza has killed more than 34,000 Palestinians, according to local health officials, devastated Gaza's 2 largest cities, and left a swath of destruction across the territory. And finally, in sports, the NBA playoffs opener, the defending champs Denver Nuggets secured a 114-103 victory against the Los Angeles Lakers, led by Nikola Jokic's 32 points performance. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Timberwolves triumphed over the Phoenix Suns with a 120-95 win. In the Eastern Conference, the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers also emerged victorious, defeating the Philadelphia 76ers 111-104 and the Orlando Magic 97-83 respectively. Notably, Anthony Edwards led the Timberwolves with 33 points, overshadowing Kevin Durant's 31-point effort for the Suns. And that wraps up the news update on Trust TV at this hour. Do well to follow us across all of our social platforms and also catch our live stream on YouTube for more news, programs and documentaries. I'm Sakir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching.